I don't know what I saw Layla pick. Oh yeah, the Joker. Okay.
Joker.
So should be like a game where we see like being able to deal with this rush down a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, being able to play that spacing game for sure. The awkward thing about Joker is that he really is committal in terms of his movement, right? He can play a bit of a spacing game, but when he's on the approach, you have to be pretty committal. And Battlefield being the game one venue, coming in huge for Layla immediately. That thrust uppercut, not being able to take out that stock and having Arsene available immediately is definitely a good opportunity to get back into this one. Especially coming off of a hot streak. Layla, she beat Luminous 3-0 to get this match against Yeast, which is honestly, that's a big win. 3-0 over Luminous is... Luminous is the kind of person that I would expect to take a game off just about anybody.
Yeah,
maybe not the whole set, but like look really solid.
And 3-2 over Tab Soda as well. I mean, that's still a pretty solid win. But yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Granted, started off a little bit rough, but it's definitely evened things up pretty well here until losing that stock.
Yeah, that's getting out of the corner for Joker is definitely a problem. The aforementioned, right, having to kind of commit to the movement is sort of what makes getting out of the corner really tough. And being in the corner against Mii Brawler is so scary because all you have to do is get hit by something like any of his tilt attacks, honestly, or a falling up air, and you can be in for a world of hurt. Air dodge out is key, especially even if it doesn't get the KO, you gotta hold on to that Arsene as long as possible.
Oh, tried to get that forward tilt, but for some reason just did not connect there. But that's fine. Oh, dude, this has definitely been a bit rough ever since that first stock being lost here, taking 91%. However, this is also a little bit similar to what we saw last time, too. Taking 90% from Yeast, then we had Arsene to even things up. All right, now we're finally at 2 stocks apiece, though. Definitely a much better scenario than it just was. Uh-oh.
Almost got a lot worse, but didn't get that front hit of that up air to set up for the thrupper. That time, though, the very back hit. The middle hit is the one that's really awkward from Mii Brawler in those combos, but if you get that back hit, it's such soft knockback. It's right at the end of the move. You do get a really solid setup. And no, that move does not have as much end lag as you think.
Yeah, there we go. Nair again. Up tilt the wrong way. Doesn't matter. We'll just turn around and fix that real quick. You'll be able to recover. Yep.
Making it back with those rebellious swings, but 44% already. Got to make tons of use out of this Arsene, and she is doing so. Layla on the juggle, nice tracking with that first hit forward air. Just can't convert it into anything else. Didn't get the sweet spot either on that down air. Still a lot of Arsene to work with.
Yeah, they definitely wanted that that counter off stage. Just she wasn't able to find it. All right, there we go.
Ooh, up B. Yep. That's going to be enough. That's the risk of Battlefield, is that if that down throw thrupper, up air thrupper, if that happens near sort of the main platform of the stage, you're generally fine. But if that gets started on the platform, you can kiss the stock goodbye.
Hey, I'm kind of wondering why we left Battlefield open. Like, there's some characters, like, yeah, I know we don't have, like, Yoshis anymore, but, like, you still need to understand what the Mario-like characters are. Yeah. And, like, not to say Mii Brawler is Mario, but, like, similar aspect. You're going to throw those up tilts into the up airs, and then you're going to use that top platform to really close it out off the top. So
yeah, I would say that tells me that when it comes to Layla's thought process, she probably has, you know, some confidence in escaping juggles. And I think that this stage also says that because, again, you've got that big center platform. If you see a Mii Brawler land an up air on that platform, Smashville does have a higher ceiling than average. But if you get caught with a down throw or falling up there on that center platform, that's just about the same as being, you know, on a regular platform anywhere else.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Up tilt, up tilt. And is that going to be a stock? Yes. Up and down a little bit, too, before they started the thumper. Is actually very smart from Yeast. Great recognition.
That's the scary part of Smashville. Again, that platform is so big that even if that up air lands, you know, a little bit close to the side of it, even if you're DIing away, you still have that opportunity to extend it and then take you off the top. Again, blast zone's a little bit higher on Smashville, but that's really only relevant if you're on the ground floor.
Okay. Oh, wow. That up tilt has some range on it. I need to see what the hitbox on that actually is.
What gets me about that up tilt is that it's a very lingering hitbox, not unlike that up smash from Joker. Both really solid moves, and we're taking you for a ride. Not quite, though. Yeast trying to read the roll into the corner, which we have seen Layla have that tendency to DI towards the ledge of the stage to escape these combos.
It's definitely something I've been noticing a lot from the last set into this set from Yeast, is that he does seem to be a little too far ahead sometimes. Like, he's doing some things a little too early. He definitely needs to slow down just a little bit.
And we did see it on that combination right there, right? That was an opportunity to not let that thrupper rip to try to chase that Joker, but nonetheless, nonetheless does pick it up. I mean, Yeast is definitely doing a really good job of stuffing approaches. Generally not the easiest thing for Mii Brawler to do just because your limbs are very stubby, but again, the spacing we've seen from him has been so solid. Woo! Speaking of spacing.
Forward smash, going to be able to get that stock out of the way. Now we got a very even game here, so definitely looking a lot better for Layla. Oh, however, the back air landing into the command grab. And you are getting comboed, but we do find a way out of it, and Arsene is here to help assist.
And we are going to be blasting with those guns for his neutral special. That is Doth what he wheeled. Up tilt, though, he can't get caught by another Thrumper. Not going to be enough.
And not yet. One more of those will certainly get it done, though, especially from that platform. And that's an up air. Oh, okay, we're able to fall out of it.
I love that as this game has gone on, Layla has mixed up where she's drifting out of these combos, trying to make it a little bit harder for Yeast to follow up, but nonetheless, you get caught by one of those stray up airs, you're going to be taken for a ride regardless. He's shaking it out, feeling good with that 2-0 lead on winning 5 consecutive games on stream. Gotta make you feel good.
Oh, he's singing.
Oh, we're jamming.
What is he singing? Sing it.
Yeah.
Yes, sing it.
Gonna play Mii Brawler.
Yes, sing it, baby. Oh! It's Yeast mode Paul.
Oh, wait a second. Ooh, okay.
All right.
Wait a second. He hit us with the, hey.
he needs to do like an intro to like a highlight reel for him, and it's just us doing the whole like. Yeah.
He was hitting us with the Street Fighter. He was hitting us with the Street Fighter up and down emotes.
That's an emote right there.
Devin, we need to cut to that immediately if this game ends with a down throw Thrumper. Just immediately cut to it's stuck on the replay.
Yeast don't say.
Oh my God, we're back, baby. Game number 3, we're back on Smashville as well. Yeast still in the show, but Layla trying to slow him down. She still needs to get that game on the board. But again, honestly, the defensive play, I've loved the adaptation I've seen from Layla. We really just need to see a lot of those big combos.
Yes. Yeah, because last game was a lot better. You know, she definitely played a lot better, a lot more confident. It was just a few scenarios where, you know, she's getting caught up in the Mii Brawler shenanigans, and you just gotta work around it just a little bit smoother.
We'll see, nice slide in right there. Not going to be able to close anything out, though. That down tilt, though, setting up for that juggle, really key. Is able to play with the lead now, and I want to see if we can get that second Arsene.
I mean, there's a chance for it. And getting that lead is definitely huge. Definitely got to be a bit of a confidence booster here as well. Oh, okay, nice. I do like that. You throw it out anyway, and you do force the roll, right? So, like, there's no, like, real counterplay. If you do pick it up, that's awesome. But if not, oh well.
All right, well, let's see how this next one is going on. 155. So awkward for Mii Brawler. You're definitely at this point just kind of looking for stray aerials. Forward throw, not going to be enough. Even if you're right at the ledge, that move really needs some rage to get KOs.
Yep.
This is a great position for Layla to be in. This is one of those weird characters, Mii Brawler, where just if you aren't able to get your combos, you really are just fishing for aerials mode.
Yep.
And that's something Joker can deal with. That dagger has enough disjoint to really give you some room. And I love this. Again, that defensive game from Layla, really getting a good idea on exactly how Yeast is trying to fight out of the disadvantage.
Yeah, there we go. That was huge, too. Not getting caught up in that Thrumper. What's the play? Okay, just going to dial back there in a little bit. And honestly, not a bad deal either because they got right over the platform, and then he was able to throw out that back there and just kind of create some space for him. But yeah, Layla now up 3 stocks to 1 here. However, that does mean that Yeast is going to get a bit more rage as this game goes on.
Ooh, but there we go. Those guns not going to be safe at that angle. Drifting back with them is actually really scary against Mii Brawler because that means you're opening that front half of yourself up. But boy, this spacing game from Layla, she is once again really adapting to just that game plan of Mii Brawler, figuring out those ranges you're allowed to play at.
All right, there we go. At this point, like, just play a slow-paced game that, like, make sure you're setting the pace the entire time here. Because you don't want to get caught up in that. Ooh. And, like, there's a chance you're going to get to your last stock, but if you can just build up a lot of damage over time, and then, like, it'll be a lot easier to make sure you close out this game into your own favor. That could have been dangerous.
That almost made it worse, even though you get that intangibility. Yeast not able to connect that combo. Had the pseudo frame trap right there with the falling up there, perhaps, but didn't convert. And, again, great DI on these combos from Layla.
Oh, okay, there we go. We finally got a counter into play here. Definitely kind of letting Yeast know, hey, you got to respect my space at least a little bit.
Yeah, and getting the timing down too, right? If you're able to start using those counters effectively as Joker, that's going to shut down this matchup a heck of a lot.
Yep. All right, what's the play here? Just looking for those back airs, doing the old Fox ledge trap special.
Not mixing up the timing, though, so Layla is able to get around them. Once again, that down tilt coming in clutch. And, yeah, Yeast is just looking for those reversals.
Dude.
Not going to find him. Great falling back air in the drop zone. Layla getting on the board in game 3.
Yeah, Yeast probably got a little too invested in the jam and, you know, being a silly little guy up there. you lost sight of what was important. And that really allowed Layla to kind of like lay in there and be able to pick up a game for herself.
The difference between vibing and being locked in. Layla, all business here. We'll need a reverse 3-0 to close out this set, but has the hardest part done, which is getting that game 1 on the board. And we'll see if we can use this Joker to channel a little game 4 Leo. However, we are going to one of Mii Brawler's favorite stages in the game, Pokemon Stadium 2, much for the same reason that DK loves it. If you get your combo starter on that platform, your stock is going to be gone mad early.
Yep, that is definitely true. But there we go. We're going to be getting some decent damage started up here. I like that. The downwards gun is something that does need to be incorporated a bit more, especially when you got Yeast underneath you, just looking to try and rack up the damage, keep those juggles going.
That's one of the perils of using that up tilt is that those mid percents, those combos are not guaranteed. You might be able to land an up air afterwards, but the angle that they're set at, especially the way that Layla, the fact that she's been DIing so well, you're not going to be getting any guaranteed combos out of those up tilts. And honestly, I want to see a bit more landing up air from Yeast.
Yeah.
Try to set up these combos.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Trying to put on some decent pressure here. Trying to find a way to get in here. Both players trying to get that first stock. Layla wants to keep this momentum that she was able to find for herself, but Yeast definitely has to answer back here before too much momentum is in her favor.
Finding that answer so hard, though. Layla's spacing has been so incredible. It was already really good on Smashville, where it's hard to have really good spacing, but now extra room to work with. A couple of rolls. Yeast not able to react to either of them for the KO. And I think we're starting to see that Layla has realized, okay, Yeast is not really reacting to these committal moves, these committal defensive options, really going for the hard reads. So as long as you pick something that's sort of at a safe distance from those reads, seems like it's working out really well.
There we go. That'll take out that first stock. And something that she's been doing really well is when she's above a Yeast, you know, which is, we do see quite often, is she's been doing this downward guns, and then as she's falling down, she's throwing out that backer to create some space for herself as well, which also, again, continues to rack up that damage.
And with those stubby limbs of Mii Brawler, right, even if you do that on shield, can be safe. But again, there we see that hard read on that defensive option, that rollout getting caught by the up smash. Yeast back into it, and you take a look at that player cam, this is somebody that is locked in now.
I mean, he has to be. I mean, we're already seeing what Layla's capable of, taking the first stock here, taking last game. She's really setting the tone, and that's exactly what she needs to be doing. However, Yeast starting to answer back, now up 5%, however, not for too much longer.
The difference between Game 2 and Game 4 Yeast is like the Giancarlo Esposito in Far Cry 6, where he hits the
Yeah.
just immediately locked in. I'm not joking anymore. The only Joker left on stage is the one that Yeast has yet to get this KO on. Has to play around this Arsene, which Layla has been making buku usage of in every single game.
I haven't heard buku in a while.
Buku, my goodness.
That kind of fell out of our lingo for a little bit. That was like a really big part of our early 2000s.
I think Disco said buku bucks at some point,
Yep.
and I was like, yeah, that's going to be in my vernacular now. Okay, drifting back with that Iha, creating a little bit of space, didn't connect, but that drift does make it so that Yeast has to commit a little bit more, take up that stage, and once again, the disadvantage from Layla looking real solid.
Yeah, I feel like we're seeing a lack of the command grab coming in to really be like, take effect here to kind of scare Layla into like dropping her shield. But there we go, okay, we got something a little bit going.
I got that one on the roll right there, which we've seen quite a few rolls through Yeast from Layla. Yeast definitely making that adaptation now, but really looking for these anti-airs, those air-to-airs, just trying to set up for the big combinations. But you see those drift-in nairs, they're just not connecting anymore because Layla knows, okay, this is the big burst range I have to respect.
Yeah, I do think that Yeast is getting a little mashy here, just trying to find a way to close this game out. This could be the only thing they need. This is huge. That could be the game, and it certainly will be with a pop-off here in Game 4. Pound it. Pound it.
pound the thigh even. Yeast, I mean, knowing that you hit that combo, knowing that that's why you went to Pokemon Stadium 2 is for that in particular, Yeast hitting it.
Doing his thing. Doing his thing.
Doing good stuff right now. The 3-1 victory over Layla, who again, like fending off that reverse 3-0, I think was kind of difficult. Yeah, I got to be honest, because
Yeah,
that was looking like Layla was really starting to cook. And if you don't shut down that game 4, that set might be over.
Yeah, no, she was definitely 100% really finding her flow, finding her rhythm. And honestly, I'd like